Hey everybody, it's Casket Covers, aka Thrash Chad, back here again with another video. I just did a cover of Crowbar, Existence is Punishment, but, you know, and been getting a lot of responses on my deathcore video, but I kind of wanted to do something a little bit different, you know, a little bit kind of like a versus, you know what I'm saying? You know, which one is better? And we're going to be talking about Corpsegrinder versus Chris Barnes. Now, if you know anything about these two vocalists, is that there's been a lot of debate about who is the better vocalist in the band. You know, whether it's Chris Barnes or it's Corpsegrinder. You know, well, I'm here to kind of give my thoughts on the opinion and, you know, kind of share how I feel and what I think. Let's start off with Chris Barnes. You know, the first 4 albums of Cannibal Corpse are some of the best, and especially with the old logo. I mean, come on. You know, you gotta have the old logo. You know, some of the best artwork, some of the best lyrics. I mean, you know, you got fucking Hammer Smash Face, I Come Blood, Addicted to Vaginal Skin, Split Wide Open, Necropedophile, Cryptic Stench, Intros Ripped from Virgin's Cunt, Postmoral Ejaculation, and Beyond the Cemetery. Some pretty good fucking songs. And then you got more songs like, you know, Buried in the Backyard, Skull Full of Maggots, and stuff like that. And this is one thing I really like about Chris Barnes, is that Chris Barnes had some of the best death metal lyrics in pretty much all of death metal. As far as like when it came to like the gore stuff, it was like unprecedented. And I think that Chris Barnes really set the bar high for death metal lyrics. I mean, when you read these lyrics, they're fucking crazy. It is like a serial killer talking about his fucking misadventures, you know, raping, murdering, dismembering, killing, fucking, just doing all sorts of crazy ass shit. And Chris Barnes really does convey that very well within his lyrics in the first 4 albums. I mean, Strip, Rape, and Strangled is like, you know, when you say that in like front of everybody, that, I mean, it just turns everybody off. I mean, everybody's just like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, holy shit, Strip, Rape, and Strangled. Like, that's fucking crazy, you know? And whenever, and also, Cannibal Corpse, during that time, in my opinion, had some of the best riffs, especially with Bob Rousset. You know, just something about like that E-flat standard, super distorted, super guttural fucking vocals that they had during like, you know, Tomb of the Mutilated and Butcher to Birth and, you know, like the first 4 albums. It's just insane. I mean, I love it. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, for the first 3 albums, I would say that Chris Barnes did have some of the best vocals in death metal. But sadly, this is where it gets kind of tricky. Because by the start of The Bleeding, his vocals started to sound like ass. And we all know how, if you listen to 6 Feet Under songs, pretty bad. So, you know, but other than that, I mean, it's just a weird thing, because when you listen to The Bleeding, it's like not even what you even listen to on like the first 3 records of Cannibal Corpse, and how fucking brutal and guttural and evil it sounded. Like, it sounded like a fucking monster. But when you listen to like The Bleeding, that's when he started doing the and it just wasn't very appealing. Yeah, and it's not really my favorite record. It has some great riffs, but as far as the vocals, not my favorite. And so this is where the debate becomes, you know, tricky and becomes kind of, you know, fun, is that Corpsegrinder. Now, one thing I love about Corpsegrinder, he has been a consistent vocalist since Vile. Everything he has done since Vile has been amazing. He has not missed a beat since then. He is still one of the best death metal vocalists in death metal. But one of my gripes that I have with Corpsegrinder era Cannibal Corpse is, well, for one, the lyrical content kind of became, even though it was still brutal, it wasn't really what I would, how you would say, like, it wasn't evil. Like, it wasn't dark like Chris Barnes. Like, Chris Barnes really captured the essence of the lyrics. And with Alex Webster and Jack Owen and, you know, Paul Mazurkiewicz, you know, writing all the songs, lyrically, it doesn't really hit as well because it kind of comes off a little bit cheesy. And one thing that does kind of come down to what makes it bad about, you know, Corpsegrinder is that Corpsegrinder doesn't write the lyrics. He just sings them. And it kind of, you know, there's some points being deducted with that. Because I believe if you're going to be a vocalist, you need to write the lyrics. And the fact that he doesn't write lyrics and he just screams them out, it's kind of like, you know, it's just like, that's where the debate becomes tricky, is because while Chris Barnes is no longer a good vocalist, he did write really good lyrics and had really good vocals at that time. But Corpsegrinder has been the more consistent vocalist since Vile in Cannibal Corpse. So overall, if we're really going to be honest and really come down to a verdict, it's really hard. I don't know. Before I say my thoughts, I kind of want to get your thoughts. Like, you know, what do you think? Who do you think is the best, you know, Cannibal Corpse vocalist? Do you think it's Corpsegrinder, or do you think it's Chris Barnes? But all honesty, I have to go with Chris Barnes. Chris Barnes, even though he's a total hack nowadays, and he's not exactly my favorite vocalist of now, his vocals on Tomb of the Mutilated, Butcher to Birth, Eaten Back to Life, and The Bleeding somewhat were pretty good. And even you can make a case for The Haunted on 6 Feet Under, but I don't really like 6 Feet Under. But I will say that it's not really just his vocals, because, see, in all honesty, Corpsegrinder has more brutal vocals, and a lot better vocals. But the fact of the matter is that Chris Barnes had a little bit more of a workload when it came to being a vocalist, rather than Corpsegrinder does. And this is no shade to Corpsegrinder. I think Corpsegrinder is an incredible vocalist, and he deserves all the credit he gets. He's definitely good. I mean, I would if I started a death metal band, that's definitely a vocalist I would want in my band. But when it comes to Cannibal Corpse, and it comes to Cannibal Corpse lyrics, and it comes to Cannibal Corpse vocals, I think Chris Barnes has to take the cake just for how strong, you know, in my opinion, the lyrical content was. And also, not to mention the fact that I tend to like the riffs on the first 4 albums a lot more than the ones with Pat O'Brien and, you know, all those guys. I don't really care for Pat O'Brien. But I do think that, you know, the guys, when they were playing with Bob Rousset, Jack Owen, and all those guys, the original lineup, I feel like it was just a much stronger band at that time. Even though, like, I guess Bob Rousset got kicked out because of something. I guess he wasn't that strong of a guitar player, which, I don't know, I never understood why. It didn't sound like he was ever a weak guitar player, he couldn't keep up. But, really, I think overall, just overall with the riffs, the songwriting, the lyrics, just the overall vibe of Cannibal Corpse at the time, and how much this was pissing people off. I mean, and even like the songs. I mean, yeah, you know, Dormant Bodies Bursting, Pit of Zombies, Hatchet to the Head, Hung and Bled. I mean, those are good songs on Gore Obsessed. But I mean, you know, I Come Blood, fucking Addicted to Vaginal Skin, Split Wide Open, Necropedophile. and the Cryptic Stench intros ripped from a Virgin's Cunt. I mean, that's some of the edgiest shit. I mean, that was some pissing some people off back in fucking 1992. So overall, my verdict is Chris Barnes. So I want to get your opinion. Who do you think is the better vocalist in Cannibal Corpse? Is it Corpsegrinder or is it Chris Barnes? Well, anyways, that's the end of the video. I am Thrash Chad, aka Casket Covers. Kill posers, fuck posers, kill posers, and stay thrash. Bye.